What's up, everybody? Welcome back to some more Outer Worlds 2. I hope everyone's having a good a good Sunday, a good weekend. Let's get to it. I googled how to finish some quests, so let's see if this hopefully works. Cha-ching. Okay, I've already got the egg then.
You there. You came from outside the camp, didn't you? Do you have a minute to take a job? For science, of course. Interested in work? Or was the allure of helping to advance science and being paid for it too much to resist? I'll get right. Corvid egg.
Here you go.
Incredible! And to think I sent all those assistants to die for nothing. I should have just sent a heavily armed stranger first. Here's your reward. You've certainly earned it. Now, back to my lab. I'm going to get so many papers published. Every biological researcher will know my name. There's going to be statues of me.
Wired. Wait, was that another one? No. And then we get this one. I think it's on Cloister. Grotto.
Well, what have we here? You couldn't look less Auntie's choice if you tried. So what are you doing in our fort?
I happened to speak with your prisoner and think we should talk about it. Just passing through, and you looked interesting. Thought I'd say hi. Oh, let's go there.
What on this face conjures the notion that I'm looking for random chatter? Go away, I'm busy. You're back? Why?
I spoke with your suspect, and it's pretty clear she didn't do it.
Of course that's what she's gonna say. Do you think everyone nabbed for a crime just confesses?
Yeah. She makes it sound incredibly likely that Cuddy died from an allergic reaction.
What? How could that be? I made the stew myself and every one of us ate it.
Exactly. But only he had a deathly crabby allergy. Could there have been crabble in it?
What? That's ridiculous. It was nothing but canned cysty stew. Stew that I come. Oh. Oh no. Oh, did you say crabble?
Apparently, everyone knew he was allergic to crabble meat.
Well, he told everyone that. But that ain't exactly the same as it actually being true. See, Cuddy was what you'd call a complainer. He complained about the food. He complained about the weather. He complained about his bunk. He complained about everything. He's also somebody's nephew. Some junior executive. And if you gave him reason enough to complain about you, he'd take it up with his uncle, and it'd come back down in your head.
What's that got to do with eating crabble?
Half his gripes were really nothing but reasons to grouse. But if you pushed back too hard, he'd run to his uncle. So most of us just ignored him, assuming he was constantly full of it. And didn't think twice about doing things like stretching the stew with canned crabble stock.
Then you're the one who really killed him.
What? No. It was an accident. Nobody would have... At least nobody'd mean to. Law, his uncle is gonna see me transferred to mid-operation engine cleaning on the claim. Unless... Hey, how'd you like to make some bits? Some real bits? And keep a tragic accident that'll lead to the end of a promising career. Total secret.
I'm listening.
So we got this thing. An acidic dematerializer that we use to melt mantisaur dung. So it don't call in the local wildlife. But it'll actually work on anything organic. Anything. That means if someone used it to melt Cuddy, there would be no body. Which would mean no autopsy. Which would mean no evidence. Which would end the investigation. I'd do it myself, but my boss said she's on her way for a surprise inspection, so I can't leave. But if you go find one and melt the body, I'll make it worth your while.
Do you mean one of these?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Now just head over to Cuddy's corpse and make it disappear. Well, really, make it turn into a small puddle. But that's neither here nor there.
I can do that.
Thank Law. You'll find Cuddy inside the tower. But you'll have to sneak your way past the guards. It simply wouldn't do for me to announce your intentions to the base. Then come back and tell me when I've got no more evidence to hold Bardot and can draw this whole thing to a close. I've been told Chief Cuddy's corpse has gone missing. Which is a surprise to both of us, I'm sure. Thank you for your
Hey,
help.
babes, currently up, and I love you.
saved
I love you too,
careers
boo.
today and allowed us to put this whole miserable affair
Hope you're having
behind us.
fun.
Of course. Debts left unpaid decays our character and all of anti-society. And this torrid affair has come close enough to doing both already. Regardless, it's nothing but ink in the ledger now. And speaking of ledgers, Bardot is free. And here's the balance for yours. Which means we're done.
Booty. Oh, you cheap bastard.
You did it! You actually did it! I can't believe you could get it done. Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm so glad to be out of that damn cage.
Not a problem. I'm glad to help. Yeah, this one. Pay me.
I wish I had bits for you, but I'm still in debt from this uniform, and meals, and the incarceration fee they charged me for being locked up. But I'm telling everyone what you did.
Gee, thanks. Alright, that is all for that. So I think we're getting close to the end of the game here. I forget where it is. Is this it? No, it's right here. Unless there's worlds or places that we haven't been to yet. Hang on, wait a second. This is for Auntie's Choice. Hang on. So that's Auntie's Choice. Alright, cool.
Tramicular, arriving any moment now. Approaching station.
Commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get.
Yes, it is a quest I have to look for.
Through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors and...
Well, hello again. Have you changed your mind about joining my team? Your first assignment demonstrates some of the very qualities we need. Something unexpected, or in truth, unprecedented, has happened at one of our repackaging facilities on Praetor.
If I understand correctly, they're having, something of a workforce issue. Don't know rightly what you call it. Workers are, well, asking for things. It's strange. They've stopped working. The workers there simply stopped.
Stopped as in quit?
They expressed, and I know this is going to sound more than a bit strange, dissatisfaction. And they said they won't return to work unless things at the plant improve.
Specifically, they stated, until we meet their demands. As though employees have a right to demand anything of their employers.
And you want me to make them back... You want me to make them get back to work. I can do that.
Marvelous! Knew you could. Though do use caution. We don't know what sort of virus or brainwashing might have infected their minds.
Say no more, I'm on the job.
Wonderful! You'll go to Praetor, meet the plant's overseer, and mediate an end to this lunacy, which gets those ingrates back to work.
I have zero doubt Auntie and I will be completely impressed by your efforts. Unless you disappoint, in which case I will disavow that statement.
Break the strike. Plato.
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer up in her office, and we're definitely making her miserable. If you're here to pick it, we'd love to have you join our movement. Otherwise, I've got more important things to deal with.
Well, you might want to deal with me. I'm here to end the strike.
Well, that's great news. We'd love for someone to bring that sniveling sprat dung to the table to negotiate. Honestly, we just want to eat, sleep, and relieve ourselves on a reasonable schedule. But the damn overseer, I think she's getting rich off of breaking our backs.
Well, I've been sent to help, so I'm going to head inside and try and get this resolved.
I ain't sure how you're gonna get in. This door is barred from the inside, and I don't think there's another way in on the ground floor.
Thanks for working hard so I don't have to.
So, you're set by
Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days!
Scarce moon has got all kinds of gold.
If you won't let us sleep or eat, you can't charge us for stimulating!
This ain't like any negotiation I ever been a part of. Not that I've been part of many.
I've been off for a week. Can't believe what I'm losing on adrena time and anti. Welcome to Auntie's Fine Product Revitalization Center, where we create tomorrow's brands today. I assume you are the disruption ameliorator from home office? It was about damn time you got here. This labor stoppage has put us almost a full week behind schedule and is making me look quite the fool.
Well, I'm here now. Tell me what you know.
Some ne'er-do-wells, have incited our workers to halt all work. They've taken to making demands and carrying on about basic dignity and human rights. It should go without saying that such flights of fantasy have no place inside Auntie's Choice. And if we were still in Tau Ceti, they would face grave consequences.
I reckon she's got her wires crossed. Basic dignity is what Auntie's Choice promised us when we signed up, so long as we were good at our work. And while we might have faced grave consequences back on Tau Ceti, it was under old management, who were trounced rather thoroughly in the end, I might add.
Nevertheless, here, we must focus on getting these ingrates back to work, and remind them that they're damn lucky to have Auntie's Choice to dedicate their lives to.
Alright, how do we do that?
You're asking me? That clearly is your domain. Running this invaluable facility on Auntie's behalf is mine. As a managerial administrativist, and when I say I, it is critical that you understand that as director of this facility, I should effectively be treated as though I were an executive. Is that clear? This plant relabels dated items with new Auntie's Choice trademarks and slogans. It is critical to keeping revitalized products on the shelf for consumers hungry for something new. So, the workers may be unhappy, but they must realize their comfort is a distant second to Auntie's delivery schedule. Or in short, they need to get back to work.
How do I solve the striking problem?
My workers are striking people now? How very alarming. We must resolve this before things get even further out of hand. They've appointed some kind of leader, and he's the one you have to talk to. His name is, Dummy? No, that's not right. Dunce? Dummer? Dumley? Dunbar. It's Dunbar.
You don't know his name? You have this small of a crew and you don't know their names?
If I'm honest, my gaze is purely focused up the ladder, not down it. I am a very important upper, middle, lower manager, and the way I advance that status scantily involves learning the names and faces of my peons.
So their only value is make you look good.
Their value is in providing their minuscule contribution to this mighty and prestigious corporation. And by providing their maximal effort, they allow me to ascend, vacating this position so that one of their undistinguished masses can fill it, thereby becoming distinguished.
That does make a certain kind of sense. What does their leader want?
I believe he has demands, but I can't be bothered to remember what they were. They alter the generous terms Auntie offers, and so are egregious and should be rejected. You will find him up on the landing pad with some of his minions. Go help him understand the situation.
1 second.
So everyone can get back to work. That clear?
Oh. Sure.
Best of luck to you. Remember that your actions don't just reflect on you. You are also representing me, which is to say, you are also representing Auntie. Do us proud.
1 second.
With no rest and no downtime, we Adrena time!
Whoa, shit! Ow.
No more
That was an oopsie. Okay, cool. Well, do I go back out the same way I went in?
heads up with no rest and no downtime! We shouldn't pay for Adrena time!
In her office. Then we're definitely making her miserable.
If you won't let us sleep or eat, you can't charge us for stimulating!
I ain't aiming to seem rude, but I got a lot to deal with right now. Unless this is mighty important.
Your business
I'll
is why I'm here.
respectfully ask to be settle my complaints? How exactly you planning that?
By listening, tell me what's wrong, and I'll see if we can find a solution.
Auntie's got to prioritize worker prosperity over productivity. What we've got now is poor labor retention techniques. What's going on is, remind me again?
An inhospitable occupational environment that ignores worker safety and health concerns.
Right, that.
So your complaints are that you are being undervalued, unsupported, and mistreated.
Right. Exactly. The conditions under which Auntie extracts our labor is, unacceptable. They're egregious, even.
They work 20-hour shifts, which require stims to endure that are charged at a premium. Adrena time is actually cheaper on the undisputed claim than it is here. And if that inhuman brutality isn't enough to offend basic decency, they're also barred from using the restroom throughout the business day. Their 20-hour business day. It is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties.
That's insane. How have you managed to keep this going?
Our shifts need to be reduced to 12 hours a day. 4 hours of personal time ain't even enough to rest, much less get any actual living done. Second, if we gotta work those long hours, we want free Adrena time. Bad enough it's making everything taste like we're gnawing nickel pads. Having to pay for the pleasure's too far. Finally, we want all-day bathroom access. Expecting us to fit our necessities into the same 4 hours is just mean. Plus, between us, most folk ain't, if you get my meaning.
Keep complaining, you end up with no pay. You sure don't want to be the next auntie to get back. All seems reasonable.
Thank you for your trying. I don't know if we'll get it all, but every bit you add makes some part of our lives a whole lot easier.
Booty.
We don't want to make demands, but no more peeing in bottles and cans!
Welcome back, Ameliorator. Did you make contact with workers? Do they understand that this stoppage is madness? Are they ready to return?
Heard the workers' demands and think we can get them back to work.
So, what are these ingrate alley sprats willing to settle for? Golden privies and gilded sheets to be spoon-fed crunch whenever their tummies rumble? 8-hour workdays?
They want their shifts shortened. They are demanding 12-hour workdays.
Hour? Are they mad? What are they gonna do with the other half of the day? Lounge around the facility, consuming air and water and power without compensating the company? I am, frankly, disappointed you would even bring me such a preposterous demand. You should have nipped this offensive arrogance in the bud.
That's fair, but you need to give them something. How about a paid lunch break? I brought it to you so you can see how reasonable they are being.
Ah, I understand now. It is important that I see what they are about and how they would choose to conduct themselves. What else do they demand?
They're asking for adrenal time they take during the day to be free.
Free? Free? Nothing inside of Auntie's Choice is free. Law, nothing in life is free. Everything has a cost. Everything. Materials, labor, time, distribution, forced scarcity. Giving something away for free is akin to ignoring the cost of its creation, which is one small step from the system completely breaking down and plunging us all into anarchy.
You have to offer them something.
I suppose you have a point. It wouldn't be egregious to approve some manner of employee discount, especially since they're a captive market. We'll sell it for 25% off. Is there more they ask? They want to relieve themselves on company time? I've never heard something so preposterous. Can you imagine how many bits that loss of productivity will cost us? What if they lounge? What if they take time to relax? What if they retreat to indulge their baser urges? Auntie would be paying for all manner of unprofitable shenanigans. Somewhere? That actually explains the odor in storage room 3. I never imagined they might be... I'll get the door unlocked immediately, and cleaning crews dispatched. What more do they want?
That's everything. I'll take your responses to their leader.
Very good. Ha! I was going to say very good, but that would be downright farcical. There is nothing good about this situation. Please, just resolve it as quickly as possible.
No more bottles on factory floor! Time for unlocked bathroom door!
Hello again. Do you have news for us about the negotiations?
I negotiated terms for your bathroom access.
That's as fine a place to start as any. What did that tyrant have to say for herself? She willing to see reason?
It was a struggle, but she convinced they should be free to use it anytime.
Well, I can't begin to tell you what a relief that is. By which I mean, that's great news. It'll be such a load off. A most promising development. How go the other hurdles of the negotiation?
Dream time.
Willing to see reason? Are you joking? That pile of cysty-licking raptidon dung. Like it's some great burden on her to treat us fairly. Remind me to spit in her rizzos if we go back to the factory. What's next? Excellent. What progress have you made? What a little cheat. We could get plenty done with an easier workday. But it don't surprise me she's towing the company line that hard. And if that's all we've been offered, I'm sorry to say it's just not enough to get us back to the plant. You've got to get that damnable overseer to give us something meaningful.
I'll keep negotiating until she becomes more reasonable.
Thank you, friend.
I wouldn't count on it. Once an Auntie's cutthroat, always an Auntie's cutthroat. The last thing that Raptidon and Chiffon wants is free thinkers. You should consider my offer.
That's not really your concern. Leo has been nice enough to help us find our value here, and the rest doesn't matter. Just please, keep trying to negotiate on our behalf.
Right. I'm just here to make sure they get treated fairly, no matter what.
That could have gone better. Any other ideas?
I hate this quest. Either let me kill something or end it.
Hello again, Ameliorator. What news do you have?
But they'll only return if you agree to additional demands.
My, how very offensive and in violation of everything Auntie and I hold dear. I'm very disappointed in you, Ameliorator. I hope you have a more compelling argument than before.
I don't at the moment. No, I was checking to see if your position has softened any.
Softened?
If
Have
you're
you
still
found your
streaming,
way into my
when I get
num-rum
back, I'll
supply?
see you.
No,
Then,
I
if
haven't
not,
softened.
on Discord. Okay,
Nor
boo.
will I
Have
spontaneously
fun.
do so. If you want to change my mind, you better have a damn good reason. Hello again, Ameliorator. What news do you have? Again? I thought we'd been over this. Do you have something new to say to change my mind this time? Or you could just go threaten. It might not. But remember, I need the line operator.
Others get the same pay, but only work 12-hour days.
Hello again. Have you had any more luck in getting the Overseer to see reason? Thank you, friend. We appreciate...
I wouldn't count on it. Once an Auntie's cutthroat, always an Auntie's cutthroat. The last thing that wrapped it up...
That's...
Right.
Hello again. Have you had any more luck in getting the Overseer to see reason?
Oh, now we all see the violence inherent in the system. See? I told you, you're being oppressed.
That's right. We know your game. You may do your worst, but we shall remain stalwart until our demands are met.
Oh, for law's sake. They threaten you and you still try and negotiate? Are you out of your void, damned mind? It's time to give up this fantasy and come work for us.
For you?
Yes! Have you seriously not... Law, but you're dumb. Are these Auntie's uniforms we're wearing?
Well, no, but we just thought you hadn't been properly supplied.
Spacer's Choice is back and better than ever. We're re-establishing our brand here in Arcadia, and we're gonna outcompete Auntie once and for all.
Yeah.
So we wanted you to believe, but in fact we were lying in wait, biding our time until we could show our primacy. And now we're gonna begin cleaving market share away from Auntie like she's made of rotten, cysty sludge, and we're an obsidian-coated mantisaur claw. Hey, you've got to start somewhere. A factory here, a retail facility there, and next thing you know, you control major market share. And folk will want to work for us. Good terms, better benefits, more room for advancement, and daily discounts at the company store.
Please, enough. Both of you. Whatever Leo's aims, he's helping us now. Please, go negotiate with the Overseer further, and see if you can't get us the concessions we need. The rest I guess I'll have to think about. Think a whole lot about.
We don't want to make demands, but no more peeing in bottles and cans.
Really?
again, Ameliorator. What news do you have? Again? I thought we'd been over this. Do you have something new to say to change my mind this time?
With no rest and no downtime, we shouldn't pay for a drink time.
I'm fucking tired of this quest. What's it called? Now hiring invaluable. Okay.
Avoid the strike. They should be after blood.
Hello again, Ameliorator. What news do you have? Again? I thought we'd been over this. Do you have something? Oh, you saw that, did you? Fair enough. It was good while it lasted. All right, the Adrena time will be free. I can always bill it as a business expense. Tell me we're done and you don't need to drag more concessions from me. Go and be quick.
Hello again. Have you had any more luck in getting the Overseer to see reason? Well, you have done exceptionally well by us, my new friend. With these new conditions, we'll return to work with vigor rather than dread. Thank you.
Damn! I really felt like I was close to signing all of you, and I needed that recruitment bonus. I don't know how I'm going to afford my hair cream now, but I'll get him next time. And he won't always have you working her ankles for her. And her usual agents don't stand a chance against me.
Next time? Against you? What in law's name are you saying? Sometimes you talk so odd it don't sound like you're Auntie's choice at all.
Yeah, I was starting to have the same thought.
It don't matter. All that matters is my working conditions have just improved mightily. Thanks to you, stranger. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're gonna get back to work.
Going back to work under Auntie's choice ain't exactly my idea of success, but at least I'll have better terms to labor under now.
The workers have returned and production has resumed. Wonderful work, our disruption ameliorator. I do wish it had gone more smoothly, but I understand you did what you must. I have already informed the Home Office, and with it, put in an extra sprinkling of mild praise directly with Auntie. She will, no doubt, be excited to learn of my approval. You may tell the executives that dispatched you that you have done an adequate job. Under my keen supervision, of course.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's choice swollen...
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little manty-was. Well, out with it.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report? Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered. And it was an ideal first step in effecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
We just cut to the part to tell me about the job.
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary insight acquisition division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business. There's a facility for it on Praetor. Auntie wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive plan says it's important. Fine. Auntie and I agree. It presents possibilities. Attitude like that will take you far around here. A few aspirational goals, if possible. If you see a chance to talk their lead scientist into joining us, and/or dig up additional details about the process, do so.
Which is to say, we'll make it more worth your while. I promise you'll never want for compensation while in our employ.
See you when it's done.
Hello.
Feelings really stirring the pot of unorthodox? Well, no, not really. But I get results. Writ large. In black ink.
Alrighty. So I also have to go... Hang on, what did that say? I want to kill Auntie Cleo, so I want the Ascendant Order questline, so... I need to study in disruption. I need to go to La Plaza, whatever the hell it's called. This thing.
Was there ambiguity in my previous warning? Is this some kind of test? No participants or observants are permitted to discuss Laplace's garden outside its boundaries. You'll discover all you need once inside, after ridding yourself of your problematic auxiliary, of course. This is your last warning. If you attempt to gain entry...
If I have to clear that place out first, let's try that.
That drift modulator for Praetor should come in handy. Colt is up ahead. We should nab Azza before pressing on. She'd know how best to handle it.
Loath as I am to mention this, it may be wise to turn back. Return when Azza's with us. Her repute could give us an advantage, should we wish to speak to the cultists.
No, I'm good. They're all dying, so...
You there. You need to leave. This is a holy site. Non-believers are not welcome. How dare you try to circumnavigate my authority? Did you not hear me? You must leave unless you wish to be ushered into perfection before the rest of this architect-forsaken colony. You know, merged with the rift. By being thrown in. Oh, have you not heard the good news? This is a wondrous time, friend. Our name was not chosen at random. It is a glorious dawn for all humankind. The rifts are a means to achieve a perfect state of being, and they are once again active after laying relatively dormant for years. The end of our tortured existence is nigh.
Well, I have a rift mulligan.
I don't know what to say to that. Is that so?
Did I hear something about manipulating the rifts, Acolyte? That smacks of false scientism, bordering on heresy. You should know that the rifts are inviolate perfection. And you may be able to fool an Acolyte, but I'm not as easily flummoxed. In what way can you possibly manipulate that which is the Architect's own tool for our salvation? Glorious dawn! Attack the interlopers, now!
Ready to wait. On your command.
Skadoosh.
How are you still upright over there? Burn this or triangle.
Got company, Commander. And friendly kind.
It's all good. I got trauma kits.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander. Coming up with some tools.
Just so I know that I went in there. Thank you, Inez. the Marmaduke. 1 second.
Yeah.
Alright, so if they're all cleared out, let's try La Plaza, whatever the hell it's called. Over here. That's what I thought. Really? You're making it very, very hard to want to stick with you. Just throwing that out there. It's the only way in.
Takes all sorts.
One second.
What is with the anomalous behavior? Guns cocked and loaded. Just
Really? How the hell am I supposed to get in here? I don't get it.
Get to your post.
Ooh, hang on, looks like I forgot to do something over there. Let's go back here. Bitch. Okay.
Well, we have visitors. At first, we thought they were converts to the Order, newly initiated into the wonders and glory of the plan. And they apparently mistook us for believers of their zealous delusion. They are nonsensically worshippers of the rifts. The literal, actual rifts. Supposedly, through the rifts, we transcend this mortal coil and are united in an ethereal utopia, instead of the more likely experience of having one's atoms ripped apart. Still, despite their peculiar notions and rituals, we did not consider this to be disqualifying of our good grace and hospitality. Until they tossed Johansson into the rift. And while I cannot say for certain what happens when you pass through a rift, those of us who remain have no intention of finding out. We are planning a quiet exit in the night.
What about this building? What is over here?
Reckon we've seen one of these before. Some kind of cultist comms device.
Alright, so I have literally looked everywhere. Oh, I don't think we want to be here yet. I'm home at last. Been walking basically all day, and I'm exhausted. How about you? Notice me, my love? Sorry, I was looking something up. What'd you do? Where'd you go? And I am good. How are you? Trying to figure out how the hell to get in here, but it's not working out.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Ready to waste them, on your command.
I still don't think this is gonna end well, but...
Agent, I have a message for you. On behalf of the Order of the Ascendant, and her impermeable wisdom, the presiding bishop Ruth Bassar, welcome to Laplace's garden. The presiding bishop is presently indisposed, but I've been instructed to direct you to the Artificer Laureate for whatever pressing matter has brought you to the garden. She's working in Belvedere Hall's secondary courtyard. Enter the large building at the top of the mesa ahead and follow the first hall on your right. Oh, yes. The vicar did ask me to direct you to him. How positively forgetful of me. He should be waiting for you in Belvedere Hall's main courtyard at the top of the stairs. May all your
nowhere special, just around Fleetwood, then walk to Cleveley's, then to Bipsham, then to a pub, then got the bus home, and I'm good to just sleep. I have blisters from walking. Yeah. It's one thing I don't like about walking.
Time to see if the rumors about this place are true.
A scientician's surplus. No more than what you need.
90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contains the solution to eradicating these parasites.
whatever. Alright, so where is Bishop Tudu? Don't know. Yeah, let's just go find her, because I still don't think I'm not gonna not get shot outside.
Hey! Only security personnel are permitted in this booth. Please.
Agent, over here.
Hello, Becca.
Well, this is a welcome confluence of events. Why, without you, Gertie and I wouldn't be alive. And any hope of peace between the Order and Auntie's Choice would be over. Shame about all the disorder. The negotiations had not been going as smoothly as I'd hoped, it's true. But we were making progress.
How did you learn that I was the one who saved you?
While making our escape, we encountered one of the renegades of my Order, wounded and dying. He sought to unburden himself, now convinced Wiley's calculations were wrong. He told us all about that terrible DeVries woman's plan, and theorized you must have stopped her. Well, I think that's what he said. There was quite a lot of gurgling. You have mine and Gertie's utmost gratitude for intervening. Had she succeeded in assassinating us, it would have terminated any hope for peace. Officially, not at present. It is my earnest belief that this is the to begin your. Once you've worked your way up to meeting our respective leaders, you must convince them to consider joining forces. And if you might consider an appeal to your in the meantime.
Cool story, bruh. You're right. If you fancy, can do a movie night tonight again. Won't be up too late since it's Sunday. Oh, my goodness gracious. I can do that. But if you want to watch WrestleMania, I'll be watching Night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 1 was pretty fucking awful, but Night 2 always looked better, so I'm kind of hoping it's better. We will see. How was yesterday? I mean, it's on the ESPN app for me, which is the sports network, so I can watch it anytime until I get rid of it, so, I mean. How was yesterday? It was good. Megan and Jackson were pretty much playing the whole time while me and my mom hung out. And then he didn't want to go to bed, so he watched a little bit of WrestleMania with me until my mom saw he was passing out. And then she brought Jax upstairs. He knocked out pretty quick. And then me and my mom finished watching Mania, watched a movie on Netflix, and watched another movie, chatted a bunch before Leanne and Brian came home.
Hello, stranger.
How was your night?
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Any undue rage you note in my tone is not at all related to the recent... I do so dearly love residing in a nest of traitors, waiting for them to capitulate, unable to aid my fellows at home. It is truly a wonder. I cannot leave. But now it seems as if I must also bring the Protectorate into its own hate. I am... Unfortunately, my time here has taught me that only I am... which would now include the Protectorate at large. I had some... Anyone who didn't side with the Sovereign will pay, sooner or later. You may count on it.
We'll start, bruh. Oh, by the way. I was just bored and tired, so ended up sleeping eventually. Yeah, I noticed you suddenly stopped talking. My mom finally realized what I was doing on my laptop. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were talking," I asked, and I would have left you alone. I'm like, I talked to him all day on Discord. It's all good. And I think that's when you went right to sleep, so. Where the hell is this bitch? Up there.
No admittance without the Artificer Laureate's permission.
A visitor? It's for the best that you're talking to me now instead of mid-work. I do seem to have a slight propensity for stabbing randomly with my tools when interrupted, but I suppose that's enough time spinning in the statements column. Speak away.
Let me go talk to that hoe.
What are you... Beckett. Another prediction that he hasn't seen fit to notify me about. A more cynical exemplar might posit his doing this to be intentional. If you're here, I imagine you aim to petition the presiding bishop for her support, which is hardly a surprise. She is the most important individual in Arcadia. Not if I cannot gauge for certain if you can be trusted. I cannot allow just anyone to wander into Ruth's quarters. But there is something you could do to prove
I already did it.
worthy. A myriad of cultists have taken over the settlement of Newton, which is a nearby site of historical but not strategic significance. I want them gone. Once there was a bridge stretching from the settlement to the archive, but it was destroyed by a rift. Best keep your distance should you travel there.
I already did it.
I'll withhold my appreciation until this task is complete. May you act within the equation's confines.
Probably best to mention this to Asa before we smear blood all over Newton.
Nah, bitch, we're cool.
I always find I work best now. How might we be of use to one another?
Newton's clean.
I shall allow myself a moment of relief. Moment passed. I'd hoped killing the cultists was its own reward. But you may also take this. You've proven yourself well, but we have recently experienced a pivotally important, unforeseen development. One I must meet directly. Can I count on you? One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island.
God.
I need someone to recover an informational component from it. I hope your zeal is properly placed. The Protectorate soldiers guarding the crash site are unlikely to let you close, unless something else is made to arrest their attention. I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the same. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise.
Recover data from the crashed satellite. Yeah, I was out cold. Gotta catch up on sleep from the late nights. Yeah.
I'm cutting you off there, Charles. That's your third conviction today. People will start to worry.
Yes, you do. Said shouldn't be staying up late this many times just for me.
On a scale of 1 to 100, are you with the garden in its current state? Please, try to capture your exact...
But I did like it.
Oh, 100? Sir, that's the right answer, isn't it? I can show my math.
Alright, now that I'm in good graces, let me see if I can get away with this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Who's daddy now, bitch? Sit down. We're gonna go to Paradise Island. I like talking to my man. I like talking to my man. So, oh yeah, we did just pick something else new. What was it? Nope. 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 Merciless Master. Whoop. Martyrdom. When you are killed during combat, all living companions are knocked out. You immediately revive with 50% of your useless fucking weapon. Okay, let's just leave that in there. Oh, the right one clicked. Ooh, wait a second. Hang on. So this quest and that quest is the breaking off point for the factions. This is the one we want, but we'll have to do most of this first. So let's do that. We just can't turn it in. So we want to go to Praetor. Is it the one way in the corner? Yeah. Alright, now at what point do we turn this in? We are doing Mysteries of the Something Modulator. So after we grab the Phrenometric Peak Abradement Cap, or when we have to go back to the undisputed claim. Okay. Because this would take me down the Auntie Cleo path, and I don't like that bitch. I want to kill her, so... We want the Order of the Ascendant.
Yeah.
Paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untold...
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Really?
Minimizing exposure. Damaging requisite metal. Carefully.
Where to go?
Prudence dictates we reject criticism in all its many forms.
Got company, Commander. And friendly time.
Perfect society. When we comply together, we thrive together.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared me.
To shed all manner of imperfect thoughts? All it takes is some light instruction, a restorative cocktail, and a quick dip into the lathe of particularity to abrade your imperfections. I'm Head Refresher Gould, and I guarantee when you exit our doors, you'll be a productive member of our perfect society again. Soon you'll say, goodbye, imperfect thoughts. Hello, contentment.
Just like being back on smoke extraction detail at the shipyards.
Greetings, subject. Or should I say refreshed to... Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
Right. That's why we're here. Got some thoughts we need... rinsed. I mean, washed.
Deloused?
Oh, you appear to have questions. A telltale sign of needing refreshment.
I am definitely here for refreshment.
Why, of course. Naturally. It is the duty of every subject to submit for a quick mental tune-up whenever we experience imperfect thoughts or lack a little zeal.
What the hell's name is it? Volunteerium?
Simply step over to my auto-mechanical...
Greeting, subject unscheduled. Welcome to Placid Waters Welditarium. Evaluation commencing. Subjects are required to respond 100% accurately to all queries. Bespoke prescribed regimens may produce untoward ramifications if baseline data is greater than minutely erroneous. Query 1. Concisely characterize your personal perspective.
Renegade? No, wait. Renegade?
Incorrect.
Nope.
The accepted answer is, I fulfill my duty to the Sovereign as a loyal protectorate subject by operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually, each a vital cog. Query 2. Rate your present level of zealous efficaciousness on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, 3 being a traitor, 1 being dead.
Let's say 4 to 5.
Incorrect. The degree of zealous efficaciousness expected of a dutiful at query 3. Do you ever fall prey to unexpected final query? The formula 200. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful protectorate subject is 0. In conclusion, you are in dire need of mental refreshment. Now, proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Next, proceed on your realignment with the paradigm begins now. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
Mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Here on Prager is uniquely special. It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Settle down, everyone. Lecture's playing.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Ain't nobody got shit on me.
Trouble ahead.
There's also a pretty good chance I completely F this quest up. But it don't matter, because I ain't signing with them anyway.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases
Wait. I was led to believe my case required minimal treatment. But that last session, that was far more intensive.
Strong observation, Your Sublime Radiance. We set the lathe to the maximal abradement setting, per instructions.
Maximal? Who authorized you to use that setting? I demand the name of my betrayer!
Subject is exhibiting increased agitation upon exiting the lathe.
Could have sworn no one was due for hours. Wherever is your chart? Wait, you're not a patient. You're not even a protectorate subject, are you? I see it now. You possess the telltale look of wonder and introspection.
Gonna assume this one's in charge. He's not nearly as kooky or unpleasantly pleasant as the others.
Well, out with it. Who are you? Oh, outrageous. Suppose I should call the guards, but my. This presents a rare opportunity to hone my argumentative skills against the inferior minds and bankrupt philosophies of our rivals. To what end are you here? Tell me truly. Speak plainly.
Document the wonders, kill the horrors of the... Yes.
Sounds like someone's had some indoctrination of their own. You've been tasked by one of our adversaries, I take it. I have a proposal for you. I'll provide you what you wish if you debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology in a reasonably competent manner. See? This is already more entertaining than any conversation I've had so far today. Well then, how about it? There's a good sport. Do try to keep up. So, what of the Order, our former allies, those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation? What say you of them?
Couldn't agree more, stupid geniuses. They're dedicated, well-meaning, and look to tomorrow.
They're obsessed with tomorrow. Why even worry about the future anyway? The paradigm maps out our path, so we don't need to be concerned about what comes next. What say you about Auntie's choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists?
Nope. They're effective. Honestly, not that I've seen.
Can't blame you. Every one of the employees you had dealings with are the most vapid of the lot, excepting myself, obviously.
I do appreciate your candor. That even an amoral outsider like yourself find them worthless is telling. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. No, the others simply cannot compare. people are unproductively prone to unhappiness, we remove this self-sabotaging flaw so they can fully appreciate the ample bounty we provide, free of doubt and worry. No, I haven't. And that seems a rather facile argument to make about a society that utilizes automechs to handle daily chores and labor. A low-hanging fruit, as it were. Well, admit I assumed this conversation would be more engaging. Did you have any final points you'd like to make? As a, last chance to distinguish yourself? Her opinion to me would be largely irrelevant. While I appreciate all she did, of course, there are those who are visionaries, and those of us who enact vision, who make it real. All right, fair enough. In that little battle of wits, one of us proved severely outmatched, and I'm not sure you're completely aware of which of us I'm referring to. I am deeply disappointed by your lack of intellectual prowess, though ultimately I'm not wholly surprised. Suppose that leaves one last thing.
We have an
Oh,
intruder.
shit. Yep, you're dead. That was stupid.
How are you still upright over there?
Oh, hello.
There you go. Y'all need to give us some space.
Alright, 1 second. I wasn't even paying attention to that conversation. I'm setting my fantasy lineups before all the 1 o'clock games start in 2 minutes. 1 second. I thought I did this last night, but apparently not. Yeah, last one. Alright, cool. We good. Just set my stream straight. There we go. Let me get re-comfortable again. There we go.
Hostile ahead. What's the plan?
That cover stuff looks much better.
Commander, watch your fighters. Soft them up.
Practicing some battlefield medicine.
Influences confirmed.
Bitches.
welcome you to the Wellnetarium, but the designated subject reader ought to have attended to that by now. You'll feel...
Ooh, that's what I wanted.
You cook slow, Commander. Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander. Contact reestablished.
Overseen by Head Refresher Gould. The top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever. Together, we thrive together. It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
Yeah.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Wellnetarium, here on Prater.
Wonder what it says about us that we got mistaken for patients.
Overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Going to go eat dinner? I'll be back. Alrighty. I'll be ending this soon, but I will be back on with Crimson Desert too, so.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
It is the duty of every subject to ensure they are operating at efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Okie dokie pokey. I think there's one more level.
All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are...
Check enemy light just turned on.
Prudence dictates we rally all
Don't hurt him, please. The Sovereign isn't at his best right now. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Yes, it is. Our beneficent, infallible ruler, the Sovereign Henry Aloysius Varick, son of the first Sovereign, Reuben Varick. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today. We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of mental refreshment. Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from head refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fits of paranoid ranting, absurd nonsense about how the Consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently but firmly restrained. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous. The Consul and all the Vigilant are above reproach. No subject of the Protectorate would ever harm, or knowingly allow harm to befall our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign, or consider such a thing. To even think such a thought is unthinkable. This stately form before you is the direct descendant of the matriarch herself. All we have, all any of us have, stems directly from the works of his family line. I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is barbaric by comparison. Our system is perfect. Just leave us be.
Creepy.
Go. Please, just leave us. Just leave.
Alright, so this is where we stop this quest. Because this will take us down the anti-Cleo path if we turn it in.
Mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Let's see what this is real quick.
Every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times.
Oh, that's just this place. Okay. Wee gooch. So this quest we're not going to do anymore, and this is the course we're going to go down right here.
Subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
It looks like I did everything else. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to save twice here because I do want to do the other side, but for canon points, Auntie Cleo should die, so that will be it for this one. I'm going to go eat some food real quick and watch some a little bit of Red Sox. And then I will be back on for Crimson Desert before I get off for the night. And watch WrestleMania. And talk to Boo. So until next time, Boo Bear, everybody else, thank y'all for watching, and I hope you all have yourselves a sexy ass night. Miss me.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind